Welcome to Grand Prairie Update. I'm Don Johnson.
And I'm Terry Briggs. Here's what's happening in your city. A truly unique effort took place at one of the most historic sites in the city of Grand Prairie on the weekend before Veterans Day. More than 50 people, including city employees and several other local organizations, came together for a massive cleanup at the American Memorial Cemetery, the city's oldest known burial ground, which dates back into the 1800s, well before Grand Prairie was even incorporated as a city.
If you know the history of Grand Prairie, before Dalworth was even known, the black settlers were out here. This is where the black church was. This is where the education as far as schooling was done before they even start moving to the Dalworth area. So during that particular time of our history, people were dying during that time, so they was buried on that side.
This my mother here. This my sister. This my brother. All of them died at an early age.
Many who came are descendants or relatives of those buried there. Some were veterans, while others simply volunteered to come and do what they could to help, in hopes of restoring some of the cemetery's beauty and dignity.
Since the ground has been covering these tombstones, they're going to be forgotten and nobody's going to recognize them, so this is my kind of showing respect, just so other people can recognize these people.
Every branch of the U.S. military and every American conflict since the Civil War is represented, and the volunteers made sure that every veteran's gravesite was marked with an American flag.
We often get caught up in a reason for doing things. This is a good project. These people have been neglected, and we got to do something to uplift them, get this thing going right, and make it right. Because I would want somebody to do it for me 50, 60 years from now.
I hate to plagiarize what President Kennedy said, but ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And that includes stopping and reflecting on those that have gone before us. And just a lot of deep down feelings. Words can't say enough.
The American Memorial Cemetery cleanup was part of a continuing effort to secure state and federal funding for its restoration and preservation.
Can we get a belay on yellow, please? Belay on yellow.
Just keep walking around down. You're ready to go.
It's not every day you get to raise money by jumping off a 15-story building. But that's the deal at this Dallas high-rise as they go over the edge for Special Olympics Texas.
Okay, go ahead and let go of the rope.
Grand Prairie Fire Chief Robert Fight is one of the 60 or so brave volunteers making the rappel.
Hey Don, we're good.
And like some of the others, it's the first time he's ever done this.
First time I've ever done this. I'll probably do it again next year. It was definitely worth it. Anything for the kids with Special Olympics, anything.
Great job, girls! One more city conquered!
But there are also plenty of veteran climbers, like these two teenagers from Houston. What was the scariest part, Ashley?
I'm not scary at all, except walking up on me looking scary.
I started the first building by myself, and then I said, wait, I'm going to wait for my friend Ashley to do it. So now we're the dynamic duos. We're Quad City Rappellers. We love it.
Over the Edge requires climbers collect at least $1,000 in donations to enter the event, making it one of the biggest fundraisers for the organization.
It's one of the biggest. We have 4 Over the Edge events in Texas, in Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, and Austin. We raise around $500,000 with those 4 events.
It's estimated more than 44,000 athletes every year benefit from the programs and services of Special Olympics Texas.
And Julia, if you would just join me on stage, please.
Grand Prairie recognized an award-winning movie director at the Uptown Theater.
Present Julia with this award.
Julia Dyer became the second recipient of the Lois Weber Award, which recognizes successful women in the film industry. She shares the award with her late sister Gretchen and accepted it during the 3rd annual Lois Weber Film Festival, sponsored by the Grand Prairie Public Library and the GP Arts Council. Weber was a famous actress and director who paved the way for women in Hollywood in the early 20th century. Dyer, who lives in Dallas, directed a film written by her sister called The Playroom, which was one of the featured films at this year's festival.
I'm thrilled to learn about her. I'm thrilled to be honoring her. I'm so impressed that Grand Prairie has taken the initiative to have an event like this and a collection like this. I think it's really exciting, and I'm just really proud to be a part of it. Thanks.
Dyer's film and hundreds of others directed by women are part of the Lois Weber collection and are available on DVD at the city's main library. For information, log on to library.gptx.org or contact the information desk at 972-237-5700.
One, hit it.
A ribbon cutting marks the completion of a multi-million-dollar road project located on the city limits of Grand Prairie and Irving. Hunter Farrell Road is now a modern thoroughfare thanks to a $25 million makeover. Gone is the old winding two-lane asphalt road with a chronic flooding problem. In its place is a 4-lane divided roadway that includes a new bridge with a hike and bike trail. Officials say the changes will reduce flooding for nearby residents, create development opportunities in South Irving, and make it easier to reach the entertainment district in North Grand Prairie.
We have the Air Hogs, Verizon, Lone Star Park right back there, and when we have all three venues full in the evenings, we have to come out the backside. And Hunter Farrell, we needed it. And now you can come out the backside, go both ways, split lanes, safer, it's beautiful.
So I knew that we have a jewel in the making. You know, we could make a difference with the flood control, which was what the residents were really claiming for. We can make a beautiful trade for a healthy living, increase property values, you know, and that's very important for the county.
So the celebration today, and I mean this honestly, it's not just the beauty and benefit of this project. It is the celebration of the partnership that we have in this particular region.
Local, state, and federal funds were used to pay for the upgrade to Hunter Farrell Road.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
The Grand Prairie Police Department has added a prestigious award to its list of achievements.
And through working together, we as a team have achieved results.
Representatives from the department were presented with the International Association of Chiefs of Police Community Policing Award at the most recent City Council meeting. The department has been recognized for implementing programs in our community that have led to a significant decrease in crime in Grand Prairie.
My thanks goes to the men and women of our department. You know, I can set direction all day long, but if they're not out there accomplishing the mission, then it's not going to get done. And I think just as importantly, credit goes to our community for believing in us, for trusting us, and for agreeing to work with us. Because a partnership should be just that. It shouldn't be all take and no give. You know, we've got to give in this partnership as well, and I hope we've done that.
Dye says that crime in Grand Prairie is down by 29%, which he believes has enhanced trust in police and improved quality of life throughout the city.
A runoff, a landslide victory, and more police officers. That's what Grand Prairie voters decided during a special election on Tuesday. In City Council District 3, 3 candidates were running for the seat left vacant by the death of Bill Thorne. His widow, Lila Thorne, and Kurt Johnson finished with the most votes, but neither of them collected 50% of the total based on the unofficial results. So Thorne and Johnson will face each other in a runoff on December 10th. In Council District 7, the unofficial returns showed Jeff Copeland easily defeated 3 other candidates seeking the seat left vacant by the death of Ruthie Jackson. Copeland says he's humbled by the wide margin of victory for the citywide district.
I feel blessed. I'm humbled. I didn't know if I'd get one vote, and to win with this percentage, I'm humbled. Thank you, Grand Prairie. God bless you.
Voters also decided to hire more police officers by using a portion of the sales tax collected by the Crime Control and Prevention District. The tax revenue is paying off the construction debt on the public safety building, but more revenue is being collected than needed for the debt. So the district asked voters for permission to use the extra money for new police officers. The City Council will meet next week to certify the results of the election, and Copeland is scheduled to be sworn in on November 19th. That's it for this edition of Grand Prairie Update.
Hope you can join us next time.